and today we're going to be talking about the rhesus blood group concept. Now, in the rhesus blood group concept, scientists found that we have a similar antigen or a protein on our red blood cells as that which is present on the rhesus monkey. Now, not every person in the whole world has this protein. About 15% of the world's population do not have this protein. They're termed to be rhesus negative. So for the sake of explanation, I'm going to illustrate. And we have this person here. Now, regardless of whether they're blood type A, B, or O, the issue is, do they have the rhesus antigen on their red blood cells? So let's say this person is blood type rhesus positive. And then this person over here is blood type rhesus negative. The issue is their antibodies. The antibodies here is used to the rhesus protein. So they have no problems with any persons or any blood coming in that has the rhesus protein. Over here, this particular person, their antibodies is not used to having the rhesus protein. So they are anti-rhesus protein. So let us say the person who is rhesus positive, they wanted to receive rhesus, any form of blood group. If they can receive a positive blood because their antibodies will not fight against it, and they can receive a negative blood because on the negative blood there is no positive protein for their antibodies to bother with. Okay? But over here, this person who is rhesus negative, they can receive negative blood because the antibodies is used to them negative. But if they were to receive positive blood, their antibodies will react to it. Therefore, people who are rhesus negative can only receive rhesus negative blood. They cannot receive rhesus positive blood. Now, in terms of pregnancy, a woman who is rhesus negative conceives a child with a person who is rhesus positive. So this is the man over here, and this is the woman. He is blood type positive. She is blood type negative. She gets pregnant for him, and this particular child, is a girl, let's see. Doesn't matter the gender, but the child is rhesus positive. Assuming this is her first pregnancy, her antibodies, which are anti-positive, when this child is born, the antibodies will cross the placenta, will identify the positive red blood cells, and will learn or memorize the positive red blood cells. The catch is her antibodies will take some time before they can replicate themselves for them to become availably aggressive to subsequent positive blood. So this first pregnancy will be delivered with no problem. Let's say she gets pregnant a second time and has a positive child. All right? Let's say also a girl, okay? If it took up to 3 months plus before she gets pregnant again, that would have given her antibodies enough time to replicate and become so many within the bloodstream that first thing this new pregnancy is identified as being positive, they will cross the placenta and literally start to attack and destroy this child. And the history in such scenarios is that the woman will say, well, she was pregnant once, the baby was born okay, but subsequent pregnancies, maybe around the 3rd month, or usually the child was born as a stillborn. And that was because of this antigen-antibody reaction, where in her first pregnancy she was sensitized to the rhesus-positive protein. Now, how do we resolve that problem? Women who are rhesus negative, we have come up with a concept called the RhoGAM shots, where the woman is given the RhoGAM shots, and that desensitizes her antibodies to the rhesus protein. So they will less likely they will not cause death of subsequent pregnancies. Now, something that's of real importance clinically is, let's pretend that this lady, who is rhesus negative, has not been married yet, or has not been pregnant ever in her life, all right? But somewhere in the course of her life, she was involved in some form of accident where she lost blood. And they happen to have given her some amount of rhesus-positive blood. That is similar to her being pregnant in terms of her antibodies exposure or response to the rhesus-positive blood. So let's say this person is 18 years old, got involved in a car wreck, needed blood, and they gave her positive blood, all right, as her first exposure. Her antibodies will learn from that first blood transfusion. So let's say by the time she's 22, she gets pregnant, and the child is rhesus positive. That first pregnancy will be killed because her antibodies were sensitized because of the blood transfusion that was rhesus positive when she was 18. So it's not just about, is it her first pregnancy that sensitized her? It is it her first exposure to positive blood that sensitized her antibodies? So the history in that case would not be, well, I've had one child before. The history would be, well, I've never had a child, they were all born stillborn. So it's usually important to ask a detailed history when you're examining your patients. Have you ever received any type of blood transfusion? What is your blood group? Do you know? And also doing blood grouping and cross-matching. Now, we're going to go into blood grouping and cross-matching in the next video. All right, thank you very much.